From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Everybody, and welcome to All-Star 15 TV on this beautiful August 15th night. We are here at Iowa Speedway for the first race of the playoffs for the Extreme Forces Racing League. Man, it's going to be a lot of fun. The name kind of says it. We're right in corn country. It is the Corn-Fed 140. And once again, up in the booth with me, it is my good buddy, my broadcasting co-host, Mr. TJ Barnier.
What's happening, AJ?
Not much. How you doing, brother?
Not bad, not bad. We got to get one thing right out of the way. For everybody listening that doesn't know, it's this guy's birthday right here next to me, AJ. So wish him a happy birthday in the chat.
I appreciate that, but back to the race at hand. It is the first race of the Extreme Forces playoffs for their ARCA division. We're almost a mile at 0.89. It's very, very banked, and it's very much multi-grooved. The outside temperature is sitting at 81 degrees with a little bit of humidity sitting at 57%. Clear skies and a little bit of wind towards the north. Track temperature, though, it is sitting at 83 degrees. Relatively cool for some racetracks. But for everybody at home on the left-hand side of your screen, when I pull the tower back up, actually, for the drivers that have the teal/blue numbers, those are your playoff drivers. And right now, 1, 2, and 3, top of the board, our playoffs: Zachary Thornton, Tyler Aspinall, and Brady Floyd. TJ, you and I have had some amazing battles on other forms of motorsports here at Iowa Speedway. Take us around the race course.
I mean, so come take your green flag at the start finish line. Pretty standard start finish. But you go down into 1 and 2, and it's kind of multi-groove. You can run the bottom. The guy on the top is going to have a little more exit speed, but you're going to have a bit better entry. You go into 1 and 2 and you come out, and I mean, that guy on the bottom might have a small advantage, but the guy on the outside is probably going to get a big run, and you head down into 3 and 4, and kind of the same deal. If you have it hooked up, you can hook the bottom and make it work. But typically, this is a rim rider's track, at least always has been in my experience, and that outside run is just going to prevail a fair amount of the time.
Well, we are doing 140 laps here, TJ. Sorry to cut you off, but practice is over, and I kind of want to pick your brain at qualifying here. How important is a qualifying position, as we have closer to 30 drivers here tonight?
At a short track, it's everything. Track position at a short track is everything. I don't want to sell it short because it's everything.
Everything.
I mean, it could be just something as simple as we saw it this weekend at the guys in Richmond. You get back in the pack and you can find somebody else's chaos that you didn't even create. And now your race could be drastically changed.
Yeah,
The more front you are, the less cars you can run into, is always my opinion.
good point there, but we're actually going to get ready to see some qualifying. First car on the track. There it is. TMNT Ninja Turtles. That is Lee Krause heading off into turn 1 using that low line.
That is not my favorite turtle, but that is a very good turtle.
Well, TJ, if you can see the
And
back
I love
of this
the paint
car,
scheme.
well, if Krause ends up upside down at all, it's going to look good.
It will. Real life racing, my uncle actually had painted his drive shaft like a candy cane, with the joke being that no one would ever see it because he wouldn't flip. And to his credit, he never flipped, so the joke worked. So hopefully we don't ever see that turtle on its lid. Or, well, we keep seeing it on its lid.
All right, well, here comes
he's
his
got a pretty good lap.
second lap, and he will
Top of the
improve
board?
to P1 and immediately get jumped by the number 27, Jake Ellingson. Once again, running that U.S. Army car.
I had a feeling that Ellingson machine would be pretty quick here.
Baron Elam in that 24 Bush Toyota Camry. For a driver in the playoffs, you don't see he's one of the drivers not utilizing that blue trim. But crossing the start finish line, he will stick right there. P4. Kyle Lingerfeld, one of our drivers, finishing his second lap, and he'll go P3 on that one. Now Brady Floyd in the 20.
Ow. I'm watching back in the pack. Tyler Aspinall, another one of our teal fender or spoiler drivers. Oh, I think he might have touched the wall.
Brady Floyd goes to P8 and P5 for Tyler Aspinall. Travis Lapenas now in the 16. What can he do? Looks like he's a little loose coming out of turn 4 for his second lap. He will jump to P3. Josh Fox, points leader coming into the playoffs, and he will go 15th overall. Devin Smith finishes, and that number 95 Ollies will go 12th. Looking for that 48 Will Cloud.
Yeah, strong car last week. Didn't get the finish he was hoping.
No, he did not. Devin Smith is still doing hot laps.
Looks like he slowed it down now. Only got 2 that look like they haven't registered a time on my end. And the 39 and the 75 of Mick Olofsson and John Bartlett. I ran a good few laps with Mick on Thursday night in the Super Speedway Series until he was getting shoved from behind and he was shoving me from behind, and that resulted in me going nose first to the outside wall. Kinda hurt.
I would imagine so, but
bleeding too. That was the worst part.
But looking at qualifying, everybody but 2 drivers have taken a time, and it looks like the number 27, Jake Ellingson, will go P1 here for the corn-fed 140.
Are you surprised by that? I'm not.
I'm not. He has really come alive these last 5 to 10 weeks. But
I mean, I look over that top 5, and I definitely see names I recognize that we are talking about week in and week out here. Not all of them either are going for the title. So some spoilers up in the mix. There was some talk in the driver chat just now about who had penalties from last week. I'm waiting to see if that's answered.
Well, we should be getting ready to grid right now. So why don't we bring that up? Like I said, Jake Ellingson's going to be your pole sitter here tonight. Outside pole, Will Cloud. Second row is Lee Krause, Zachary Thornton. Row number 3, Travis Lepanis, Kyle Lingerfeld. Row number 4, Alan Warnicki, Tyler Aspinall. Row number 5, Dylan Dunford, Farron Elam. Row number 6, Brandon Richardson and Brady Floyd. Row number 7, it is Austin Green, Devin Smith. Row number 8, Jeremy Lepanis, Michael Steele, Bradley Stefane and Josh Fox. Row 9. Row 10, David Sandfield and Daniel Stagner. And 21st position goes to Frank Hughes. Donnie Bartlett, 22nd. 23rd to Matthew Setzer. Jackson Qualley, 24th. 25th, Mick Olofsson. And 26th, John Bartlett. TJ, what are you looking for as we get ready to go green tonight?
Well, I want to see if we get this thing going clean, and if they get strung out here early, or if it's tight. This track is, being that it's kind of too groove. I'm interested to see what happens as far as the field getting through each other. I mean, I'm sure some guys qualified better than they thought, and some others didn't qualify as good as they thought they could. We should see the guys that are coming from the rear here, because there are some big names towards the back, push their way up through the field.
All right, before we get going and start gridding, want to thank all our sponsors here tonight. Wrestling Over Everything. It's not just wrestling, it's wrestling over everything. TNA, WWE, AEW, New Japan, everything under one Facebook group. Find the description down in link in the description below. Wow, it really is my birthday. I can't talk. Gulf Digital Services. If you need anything to do with iRacing paints, digital media, or even custom computers, please. That's a link in the description below, and the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast. Every week, new episodes Tuesday and Friday. And it looks like we might actually be going green here. No. We got another lap, so I don't have to rush. But with that being said, tomorrow on the Nerds Doing Nerd Things YouTube page, we're talking about the first Despicable Me movie after doing the first Minions movies. And I know, TJ, you told me how funny they were going to be. Absolutely. And the actual first Despicable Me was very heartwarming.
They're a good set of movies. I mean, when I first saw them with my kids, I was not expecting to laugh as much as I did, and they interlace the adult humor with the kid humor very well.
Okay, TJ. Like I said to everybody at home, I do not know if you were here. On the left-handed side that I'm bringing up again, all the playoff drivers are blue. Our first 5 positions, actually I think a lot of our top 10 are playoff drivers. Who you picking?
I mean, until I see somebody take that turtle from the highest position, I'm going with the turtle, Mr. 99, Lee Krause.
There you go. As we fly
Turtle
off
power,
the turn
man.
1 under power.
Ellingson gets away pretty decent. And I was concerned. We've got yellows.
There it is. Looks like Austin Green and Jackson Qualley. Go from high above to see them. Jackson in the 17, and it actually starts with the 15 of Austin Green. Jackson just in on the back end of it. Actually, it looks like the 15 and 33 Jeremy Lepatis. Happy to see him back here racing, but involved in a turn 1 incident. Looks like a tap to the 15 gets the 19, 2, and 21 involved. And Jackson just spins, not hitting anything. But As long as you
Hopefully
don't.
not too much damage on either machine.
Yeah. Do want to give a huge shout out. I know he possibly just caused that last incident, but Jeremy Lapinus, we don't talk about him a lot, but every time he's on the racetrack, he has a beautiful car like we see tonight. Autism Speaks says on the back, my son is my hero, and he's a proud autism dad. And knowing not a lot of people, but a good couple people that have autism in all different stages and forms, I wish we saw a lot more of that, of what Jeremy's doing tonight.
I do agree. If you could see me, I've got a puzzle piece. It ain't on me, but I've got one.
I have a pin that I actually wear at work every day. But outside of the first couple laps, or the first, turn and a half to a lap, that number 27 kind of got away from Will Cloud and Zachary Thornton. TJ, you still there, pal?
Oh yeah, pal, I'm here. I'm just waiting to go green.
Yeah, right. Lights are still out on the pace car, so looks like we at least have another lap coming to us. But can't say enough about that Jake Ellingson up front. Outside of the last 5 or 6, 7 weeks, he has really done a great job staying up front, staying consistent, and it just proves it tonight. He's got a whole crew behind him, starting with Mama Ellingson and Pagan, and it looks like we're gonna grid up here for the one to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's had to come through the field a few times tonight. He ain't going to go through any field. He's at the front of the field.
Well,
so I'm interested to see if he can just kind of Sunday drive it and hold on.
Well, you do have to protect tires here, because they will turn into Cookie Monster and destroy those Goodyear Eagles. But with one to go, you said the Ninja Turtle car, Lee Krause, currently sitting in the 4th position. But
yeah, him and the 35 swapped there.
If I'm really going to pick a driver, I kind of want to see that 72 of Alan Warnicki in the Liquid Death car kind of just blow past everybody. Not dominate, because that gets boring, but really put a hurting on everybody as the Hayes car is going to hit pit road, and we are about to go green again. Excellent launch by the 27 of Ellingson.
Yeah, he gets away there. It looked like 2 cars almost running the same scheme there, and Will Cloud and Thornton. I suppose they must be teammates.
I'm guessing. So far, so good. Looking through the racetrack as we complete a lap here. Ellingson, just a little bit of a gap between Cloud and Thornton.
I gotta wonder.
Right on the back bumper.
Cloud gets loose?
It looked like he might have clipped the apron there.
A little loose down on the bottom, that outside. You can see it. You should see it between Krause and Cloud here. The run on the outside. You really truly get here if you rim ride per se.
Turtle Club takes 3rd place. Lee Krause
capitalizing on that mistake from Will Cloud to pick up that spot and move forward one. It's going to put some pressure now on that 35. It's interesting with a playoff format like this and guys up front that aren't in it, because it's almost a race within a race.
Yeah, Ellingson is playing spoiler right now. 100% playing spoiler, and being in that position my own self multiple times, it feels good. Feels very good.
Typically, you were spoiling on me there, pal. I know how that being on the other end of it.
Hey,
and I'm glad it felt good for you.
I just remember turn 3 and turn 4 at Homestead that one time.
Oh God. I don't think you were playing spoiler then, though. I think that was for all the marbles.
Maybe, but Lee Kraus closing in on Thornton as he gets a little loose out of turn 4. You got to be really careful. You're loose now, but turn 4 gets very tight on the long run.
Yeah, it's kind of anytime I've ever raced here, it always felt like, to me, it's almost like the track was meant to be wider there, and they purposely didn't make it wide.
And I remember making mistake after mistake after mistake, getting on the gas way too soon as we put 11 laps on the board.
Yeah, and you get a piece of that wall, it'll hurt. It'll hurt, and you won't get it fixed for quite a while because this place stays green. Once you get green, it stays green.
Alan Warnicki all over the back bumper of Will Cloud. But further behind them, Travis Lapidus almost going 3 wide there.
Yeah, the front 3 kind of broke away here. I'm not surprised.
But look at this group between Lingerfeld all the way to Stefan. Actually, all the way to Dylan Dunford, actually.
Yeah, some point guys in there too. So you know they're trying to move their way forward and be as careful as they can be while doing it.
Ooh, the 89 Stefan really into turn 1 very hard, able to check up and not run over Floyd.
Just as close as they were there a minute ago, they were kind of double file. Now they've singled right out. I don't think it's going to stay that way because I do believe the 89 is looking for a way to go somewhere on this 20 car.
Yeah, I think Stefan is right now faster than the 20 of Floyd. But 2 drivers out of our top 10, and that's Ellingson, our race leader, and Stefan that we're looking at right now in that Extreme Forces number 89 in 9th place. Also Will Cloud. Any surprises so far that we're just about 15 laps in, DJ?
I don't think so. I think everybody's just going to get a good feel for this. Kind of let the tires come to them, and then I think if there's going to be surprises, I think it'll come with the fuel and tires, which I got to ask AJ. I didn't do any prep work tonight. Have you got an idea where we're going to be at on fuel and tires per run?
Doing a race here last season for another league of mine. Granted, they were Xfinity cars, but fuel cells are roughly around the same gallon base. They were able to go just about 45 to 50 laps, but tires wore off sooner. So between 50 to 55... 50 to 55, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw drivers. But then again, we've had a bunch of updates since then.
So for argument's sake, we'll call it 50 laps.
There you go. Up front, Will Cloud and Alan Warnicki again. That liquid death machine is all over the back bumper of Cloud 9.
Yeah, he's been below it, he's been above it, he's trying to find a way around it, but he hasn't been able to close the deal.
And for me, it's too early to use that bumper.
Oh!
Brady Floyd.
I think we got a spinner. I wasn't looking.
I don't know where he went, but we are still
I think
green.
he lagged.
I think he's out.
He dropped due to packet loss. It just popped up.
Wow, a playoff driver. Oh, boy. 10th place in points. That is going to hurt. Because that far down that pecking order, you need every little bit of points you can get.
Hopefully he can get back in here and
salvage some laps.
It sounds like, I believe he was with the 45. It sounds like the 45 might have got a 0x for that.
Well, 0x is good.
But everybody saw him spin, and then he just disappeared.
Looking at this
So
battle
that's kind of strange.
back here with Jeremy Lepanus in the 33. Has Dylan Dunford and Frank Hughes all over that back bumper. And Frank Hughes, the driver of the 61, is really hauling the mail up 10 spots.
Yeah, I was going to say he was, I think he started pretty deep for this field.
Once again, thank you everybody for spending part of your Monday with us as Jeremy gets really loose there.
He's kind of been picking him up and laying him down. I got to wonder if on the back end, though, if his tires are going to fall off quicker than some of these guys.
Look at this pass that Jeremy's trying to make on Stefan. Maybe he saved his tires for the first 20 or so laps, because he has been picking up people left and right and putting them down. What is that Planet Fitness commercial? I pick things up, I put them down?
It might have been. These guys are almost going to be 3 wide here.
Not
they
almost.
are 3 wide.
That's
barely.
dangerous.
This place has got the room for it, but I've never seen it used as a conventional method. Usually doesn't end well, that's for sure.
No, but this battle, I feel like Stefan is just backing everybody behind them up. Because it looks like Aspinall is just pulling away now. And now... Oh! There goes Dunford saying, I need to get out of the 89's wake there and make the pass, because it looks like Stefan is just dropping like a rock right now.
Yeah, maybe he used his tires early, and now these guys who weren't beating on him so bad are making their way by him. I mean, he's holding tough, which this place is so hard to pass.
Yes, it is.
Especially if you're not like, I mean, I feel like you have an easier go of it on the outside. Brady Floyd has reconnected, so I don't know how far down he...
I have him...
At least 5.
Yeah, about 5
I
laps
believe.
down. Which could be a lot worse.
Yes, I mean, considering he might be able to salvage crashes, who knows?
Appreciate everybody watching tonight. Looking at 20 views right now. Hit that like button. Helps out the channel big time. Also, if you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button as well. And then in the description below, all those links, you can do us a favor, at least check them out. Wrestling Over Everything, Gulf Digital Services, and the Nerds Do Nerd Things podcast has Lepanus almost in the turn 1 wall there. A heck of a battle for the top 10. TJ, how's your day been going so far, as we have a huge battle on the racetrack right now between Farron Elam and Frank Hughes?
You know, for a Monday, AJ, it ain't been too bad. Always busy, it seems like Mondays. Never a dull moment. And getting to cap it off here, watching these guys, just the way I'd like to do it. A 95 almost gets into Elam there.
We're not capping it off with this. You and I have a Games of Thrones date after this.
Oh, these guys are tight, yes.
Yes, they are. Dunford to the outside of Lepanus, but that just opens up a bigger hole for Farron Elam as he takes it there.
I hope that's the only fire breathing we see tonight, because these guys are...
I don't know about that.
getting awful close to each other here.
I don't know about that. But Stefan still out front, climbs up the racetrack trying to block Dunford. But Dunford too fast to that outside, takes the position and starts driving away.
That is the move you will see from that outside all night. If you have the car that can hold up there, you will make that move very successfully, as they are 3 wide right now. And I was thinking he was going to think better of it, but he didn't. I almost felt like the 95 wanted to go 4 wide there. It would not have worked, I promise.
I've seen weirder things work. Hell of a battle back here. And this is for the 13th, 14th, and 15th position. Between
The way these guys are racing, you would think it was for Lucky Dog or something, but
not yet.
No, these guys are just battling for 13. As they are 3 wide again. Oh, tight quarters there.
To the extreme inside.
It was a good move by the 29. He's going to be able to block.
Oh, boy. We've seen blocking go very bad recently.
That was kind of a bit of a slide job. But everybody
Here
gets away clean. Oh, Frank Hughes almost gets into him.
There it goes once again. Another slide job. Good thing he didn't copyright that.
He should have, all honest.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see pit stops soon because tires are everything. As I'm trying to bring up the photo from earlier to give you guys.
Oh, we got a spinner.
We do. Frank Hughes.
I do believe the 24 and him met in the middle and didn't end so well for the 61.
I think we're staying green. There he goes. He's off the track and doesn't hit anything, TJ. That is big. He's going to lose a lot of time, but not hitting anything is huge.
I'm kind of surprised no caution there.
Usually when they're
He got into the outside wall first and then spun down the track.
I didn't see him in the outside wall. So they get 3 tire changes. So they have the tires they're on and then 2 more in the pits.
Yeah, I backed it up. And it looks like he almost gets into the 29, and just after that he tries to close the door on the 24, and the 24 hooks him to the outside wall, comes off the outside wall, and spins back down the track.
Got a big battle here for 16th between Daniel Stagner, Michael Steele, and don't think that's Jackson. I actually think that's Dean tonight. But either way, there's a quali in the race. They do get 1 fast repair. For the drivers that do get damaged, they are able to fix their vehicles. But up front, it is all still Jake Ellingson as he's getting very close to start lapping vehicles. And the first one on the chopping board will be the number 75, Mick Olofsson.
Yeah, I think the 61 had a bit more damage than we were thinking, Jay. He's falling laps down here rather quick.
Yeah, he might have taken it right down pit road.
Actually, looks like he manually disconnected.
Oh, that's not good either. Alan Warnicki, Kyle Lingerfeld. That battle is getting closer and closer as Warnicki really pushes into turn 3. Using the beautiful center field camera to give you guys the best views because it looks like the TV1, TV2 are zoomed beyond belief.
Yeah, the leader gets by that first lap traffic automobile. Relatively unscathed.
Well, relatively is different than getting by unscathed.
I didn't see anything. They played nice.
3 drivers in the top 10 not being in this year's playoffs. Starting with our race leader, Jake Ellingson, go to 6th place. It is Will Cloud and Jeremy Lepanis in 8th, which puts us to 2nd place, Zachary Thornton. Lee Krause in 3rd, Kyle Lingerfeld 4th, Alan Warnicki 5th, Tyler Aspinall 7th, 9th goes to Dylan Dunford right now, and then Jeremy Lepanis in 10th. Splitting them up for everybody's benefit there.
Yeah, they are. We should be closing in, I would think, on...
Well, we're on lap 45, heading to 46. Now, you would think to the later of a run, wouldn't you want to move that vehicle up the racetrack?
I mean... We do have I just got reports there are cars getting ready to head down there. Yeah. I would think maybe. But I mean, if you've got it dialed in on the bottom, maybe that's your
Lee
safe
Krause,
place.
Tyler Aspinall, and Jeremy LePayne is all on pit road, as they were almost 4 wide coming out of turn 4 for the 7th, 8th, and 9th position.
I think you were saying initially you were thinking around 45 laps, so this isn't unexpected. If they keep going at this rate, I want to say 45, 90. They will have to pit twice more. Whereas if you could maybe go 50 and 100, you could go stop total instead of 3. Or maybe just coming in early to try to gain some track.
Well, one of the times you come down pit road, there's a good chance you won't be taking tires if you're doing a 3-stop.
That's true. It could be a fuel only. They cycle back out.
Jake Ellingson is pulling away from Thornton by almost 0.2 a lap over the last 3 laps.
Now, if I'm Thornton, I'm okay with that because that's not a points driver.
Well, he's coming the pit road.
That's not a points driver out ahead of me. That's somebody else running their own race. It really almost doesn't even affect me.
Gives it to Kyle Lingerfelt and Alan Warnicki right now, as Jake Ellingson still stays out on the racetrack.
I got word.
Here comes the 27.
Coming. I got word he's coming.
Let's check for Kyle Lingerfelt. He's here too, almost killing the pit road entrance. Brandon Richardson
99 should be coming to unlap himself now. I was watching. I wanted to see where he shook out after the stop.
Here comes Donnie Bartlett.
Looks like the 99 is going to clear the 35 on exit.
That's going to be huge. We're going to jump to that 99 Lee Krause machine. Wouldn't be the first time we've seen a Ninja Turtle car on the racetrack and then win a race. Hope pass Jake Ellingson.
I think that's the advantage of being on those fresh tires first. But the 27's tires should last longer. Should go longer. Just
a tad. And here's a little bit of a kind of tell. Baron Elam and Josh Fox still out on the racetrack, have not pitted yet. But we're looking at Lee Krause, 47, Zachary Thornton, not 37, 47, 49 for Thornton, and 50 for Ellingson. So not a huge gap there. We're going to see more of a gap between Elam, Fox, Smith, and Setzer as they're going to fall down the leaderboard for the time being.
Do they award a bonus point for leading the lap, AJ? Do you know?
I do not, unfortunately. Well, TJ, since we're just about through pit stops, why don't we go take a quick sponsor break, and we will be right back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
Thank you to the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast for being our channel partner. Not like they had a choice on that. New episodes out Tuesday night on their YouTube, and then audio episodes out. Holy cow, the 99 and the 35 right there. Trading a little paint. But audio episodes every Friday. But Thornton to the lead. Lee Krause now using that inside lane, trying to be very smooth. But that 35's got to be careful with burning up those tires.
I think he's running because he knows what's coming behind him. And he wants to stay ahead of him as long as he can, if not for all of 20. I mean, that's your prospective #1 point man, I do believe, right now.
Well, we can bring that up right on screen. Bottom right-hand part of your screen, there is.
I mean, he's got 15 positions on Josh Fox. I would think that would...
Josh Fox came into it at 10:11. Baron Elam 10:10. Zachary Thornton 10:09. Alan Warnicki 10:08, and so on and so forth, as you see.
Yeah, I would. If it ended now, I would think Thornton would be the leader by quite a bit.
Just in case we want to bring this up, I'm going to make it a little smaller.
As the two of them are back in 15th and 16th.
I want to thank Mick very much for making these graphics, just like the ones you see at the beginning of each event, whether it's just a cover photo or the points. I can't thank him enough because it helps not prove a point, but show what we're talking about, and makes the channel look that much better.
Ellingson got the lead down to 1.3. Kraus falling back about a second off now. Thornton really coming alive here for this second run. Maybe an adjustment on that machine?
Maybe. But here comes Jake Ellingson to the back bumper of the number 99. Trying to keep an eye on Ellingson and Thornton, as Thornton is going to do, lap time-wise, a 24:51 to Jake Ellingson's 24:70. So right now, Thornton with almost a 0.2 a lap better than either Kraus or Ellingson, and that's a lot on a short track, TJ.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta think, just kind of being where he is and not running second, that Kraus is just taking the line away that the 27 wants to run. I mean, it's his right. He has the position. It's just, I think the 27 cannot find the way around him right now, and it's just going to cost him time on the racetrack.
And here's the battle.
He's really
for
hooking
second
that
here.
bottom.
All race he's been able to. Yeah, jump on the beautiful wall cam. As they dive it off into turn 1.
Is he going to try to slide job him here?
Slide job!
I think so.
Slide job!
Didn't really have to slide job it because he just got him.
Hey, I just wanted to say it. You've been hogging all those slide jobs.
I love me some slide job! Slide job! Favorite driver and turd favorite announcer overnight.
You know, I wish he had a cameo thing where people were doing over COVID to make more money, the celebrities, where we can pay him and then ask him if we could then use it on the broadcast, because I will 100%
Yeah.
put it on a soundboard, and every time it happens, it'll be his.
That would be, yeah. I mean, that was one of his first broadcasts, and it really just drove home the Dale Jr.isms of Dale Jr. in the broadcast.
Battle right here for the 4th position. It's Alan Warnicki and Will Cloud.
Ever since Ellingson cleared that 99, by the way, he has been reeling in that 35.
Sometimes that's all you need, is to get by one driver. Then you just see where you want to be, and then over a couple laps, you're like, I'm getting closer. Or how did Happy Gilmore say it? Look who's closer.
35 getting a little lap traffic here. Let's see if they get out of the way for him.
Well, that'll be Michael Steele in the 5.
Gonna get around the outside of him, not a problem.
Lap traffic does not have to get out of the way if it's on the lead lap traffic, but multiple laps down afterwards, they ask them to just hold a line and let the leaders go where they need to.
It's understandable. I think most of the guys will just kind of move out of the way naturally anyways. It's more of a respect thing.
Well, you'd be surprised. I've been in a lot of leagues where the lap guys are chicanes. Would that be the right word?
A rolling chicane, I do believe, is a proper racing term. Yes.
I've heard that multiple
Rolling
times.
roadblock.
I've heard that at Daytona too. Brings back very strong memories.
Usually ended with pushing a brick.
Oh, Warnicki almost tapping the 48, coming out of 2 there as they are side by side entering turn number 3.
I think we're gonna have a battle for the lead here in a lap, AJ. Maybe sooner.
Well, time to go look at that. Gotta go from the center field cam, give us one of the best views of the racetrack.
Is that 27 still just hooking that bottom? Like I said at the top of the show, if you've got a car set up to do it, it can be fast. And he's making it work.
But getting to somebody, and we've said it many times, getting to somebody is completely different than actually passing them.
Thornton going to try to fight back here on the top. He should get the run this lap. If he doesn't clear him, it might take a couple laps, but I do believe eventually Ellingson will prevail.
I love Fry. Ryan Fry, one of the head admins of Wrestling Over Everything, one of the channel partners in the chat goes, a Yankee trying to sound Southern, hand to forehead. Well, you are right. We are trying to. That's because we like Dale Jr.
Well, to be fair, I spent a bit of time in the South. I don't know if it was enough to technically earn a Southerner's thing, but I certainly picked up on some accent and some phrases I never would have learned otherwise.
I mean, copying people's voice and mannerisms, we're wrestling fans. Ryan, TJ, myself. If we don't talk like Stone Cold Steve Austin or chop like DX, it doesn't matter where you're from or what you've seen. We're gonna imitate it.
Don't mind the fur babies. Apparently, they're getting riled up by this battle for the lead. Barking over here behind me.
Oh, the Baja Men must have just popped up. Still don't know how that made it into a Nickelodeon movie. Ellingson is showing Thornton the inside a little bit, but Thornton's going to stay a lane up, and he stayed a lane up every lap for the last 10 to 15 laps.
I think that's just taking away the 27's line. I think the 27 might one time just have to close up on him, and then maybe, we got slow cars in front of him.
That's the 3 of Matthew Setzer. He's going to be hard on the wall. And
the 2
we're going to be
kind of right in the way. Really, really hurting the 35 here. He's got to get around this 2 car.
Outback.
Yeah, the one we had up here went away, so I don't have any Outback anymore.
There goes Thornton not being able to accelerate out of the turn. But it looks like Ellingson giving some room to the 35 to make whatever maneuver he needs to.
Which I'm surprised. I'd be taking advantage of this lap car right now.
Well, here's the thing. Staying behind the 35, maybe you're protecting some of those Goodyear Eagles.
Maybe, perhaps. But you can't take those Goodyear Eagles with you. And you will be changing them one more time. And I'd rather be changing them from the lead than second. That's just me.
Well, after seeing what happened in our first pit stop and the gap that Ellingson had to overcome, would not be surprised if we flip that and we see Ellingson try to undercut Thornton, Kraus, and Cloud.
Well, I think these guys can go 50 laps. So if you came in on 90, in theory, you could make it.
Be very close.
The tires may not like you.
Well, that's why I would push this second stent as far as possible.
I mean, 100. You go 100 and then you're running 40, and you're on the good side of everything.
Which, If we're talking lap times, and I'll bring it up since everybody's out of pit road, Thornton pitted on 49, Ellingson 50, 47 for Kraus, Cloud is 49, 50 for Warnicki, 46 for Aspinall in 6th, 50 for Lingerfelt, Lepanus 46, 49 for Dunford, and 52 for Devin Smith.
And it ain't like Kraus is that far away. In fact, with these two battling, him and Will Cloud have kind of come back into the picture.
Yes,
just a little bit.
Well, we just
battling in their own race.
We just ran through the field a little bit, so why don't we actually run through the field? There is your race leader, Zachary Thornton. Followed by the driver, number 27, sitting in second. There it is.
Right on his bumper.
Jake Ellingson, third. Goes right now to Will Cloud, but that could really change as they head into turn 1. So let's switch to Lee Krause in 4th. That's a good-looking car. 5th right now goes to Alan Warnicki in the 72, Liquid Death Mountain Water. Tyler Aspinall in 6th, having 213 Simware on that number 45. Kyle Lingerfelt in the Raging Cajun Graphics and Wraps, sitting in 7th. 8th right now, it is the Autism Awareness 33, driven by Jeremy Lepanus. 9th place goes to the 94 of Dylan Dunford with Tennessee Auto Salvage. And then 10th, in the number 95, Ollie's Bargain Outlet in a Dodge. I'd call it a Challenger? What would you call that? Wouldn't really call it a Challenger. What did they use before that? Charger?
Intrepid? Maybe?
Intrepid.
We got pit stops.
We do have pit stops, and they are coming at 85.
99, 89.
Interesting.
Here comes the 33.
That's early.
94.
99, 45, 16, 89, and 2 on pit road, along with the 33, 94. That is very early. It means they're only going 35 laps this time around?
Well, maybe this is a track position move.
Maybe.
To try to gain some back. I mean,
what's there to lose? If you're not going to win the race if you don't try something.
Right. I mean, especially the two at the front, the 99 taking a big, bold move here and having those fresh tires early. I bet you he's going to pick up some time. It's just what he'll lose on the backside of it.
20 car into the wall. That is... I'm looking for it. Brady Floyd
20,
coming out of 4, right in front of our race leaders. But now they have Dylan Dunford right in front of them.
I think he's on a bit fresher tire, 20, because he kind of drove by these guys and probably just pushing, trying to get. There's a bunch of cars within striking distance of where he is right now that he's probably trying to get to.
Now, while a lot of drivers have taken this early pit stop, and we still see our race leaders out, with them having a 2-second, 3-second, 5 seconds out to 5th place, would you just keep your head on schedule and do what you plan to do instead of everybody forcing your hand to come down pit road, DJ?
With the lead that these guys, the front guys had, I would. Some of these other guys, depends what you're shooting for your day here. I mean, if you're trying to maybe get yourself in the top 5, this could be the move to do it. Get you there. At the same time, if you already were in the top 5, stick to your plan. You know your plan's going to work. No reason to change it. Just because these guys are coming in early.
I like your style because a lot of times when it came to you winning races, it was either I'm overthinking strategy because I'm thinking strategy, or you just had that good of a car. And nine times out of 10, I would say, you were overthinking strategies. Thornton to pit road and teammate right behind him, Will Cloud, as he almost spins on pit road.
Yeah, I'm curious now to see how long it takes takes for Ellingson to come in here.
Well, right now he's got Stefan to his inside.
I would think within the next 2 laps he's going to be down because it should get you.
Oh, how about right now?
Oh, yeah, there he is. I don't think he... Oh, he missed it!
That's crucial.
Killer.
Granted, you have to
That's
slow
killer.
down anyway, but he's going to blend right back up, and we're going to have to see where he's going to fall.
Caution! He's going to get bailed out!
Caution out on the racetrack. We got to find out for who. Jeremy Lepanis.
I mean, he's going to get bailed out, but he's not.
Oh, he's going to spin out of turn 4. Wow.
This is going to be very interesting. He might get bailed out, actually, because he's still got a pit, but there is. From what I'm looking, like the top 7 are the only ones in the lead lap.
We got to see that again. Lepanis just loses it out of turn 4. Gonna go chase cam on this. Here it is. Looks like he just throttles up, tries to save it, and then as he's getting out of the turn, throttles again and just loses the vehicle and spins a couple times on track and then back towards the racing surface.
Okay, Warnicki's going down into the pit. I imagine all the guys that are still in the tracks are gonna pit here, which is gonna make a huge number of cars for the wave around. This could, what a blessing in disguise this could be for Jake Ellingson.
No kidding. No kidding, but we are under caution for the second time tonight. And while everything's going on, take a quick look at our channel sponsor, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. Currently working on getting one made for Wrestling Over Everything and Gulf Digital Services. So while we have this, we're going to use it. So, see you in about 30 seconds.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join Nerds Doing Nerd Things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, as pit stops are just about ending, as we're seeing Matthew Setzer come down pit road. Alan Warnicki, your race leader at the moment. Looks like a lot of cars in front of him about to take the wave around.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the one to go here for them to send these guys. I imagine quite a bit of them are going to take it. Looking like back to possibly Will Cloud in 17th and Zach Thornton in 16th, who had just pitted, and they are at the tail of these guys. They'll have the freshest tires, but their track position is evaporated before their eyes.
La poo-poo.
And like I said, what a blessing for Jake Ellingson. I mean, he's going to have gone from a disastrous missed pit road entry to probably being third on the track.
Probably right around that. And I would honestly bring this track right to Dover with one of the hardest pit roads to get on.
Yeah, I mean, I'd chalk Richmond. I would chalk Richmond into that as well. Place very tough to get down out of the racing surface.
And it's really easy to spin.
We saw it this weekend.
Well,
with the 47 there having trouble trying to get down to pit lane, getting up into Martin Truex.
Look at the pace car immediately right behind the pace car is the driver of the 17. It's either Dean Qualley or Jackson Qualley. And then behind them, it is Lee Krause and Tyler Aspinall. So
Lee Krause, who had been a top 5 contender all night, going to be way behind the 8 ball here.
All right, now that a wrench has been thrown in absolutely everything, TJ, if you are one of the people that need this wave around, what are you going to work on to try to get back up front?
Gonna have to be patient to a degree because you don't want to get yourself in trouble, as they are gonna. Here they go, they're taking the wave around. But at the same time, you cannot afford to not get these spots back if you're in this title hunt. You're talking, you're going to be outside the top 10, and you've got a handful of these guys were inside the top 5, so the points lost are, you got to carefully go through the field as quickly as possible. That makes sense.
Gotta be very cerebral as every move they're gonna make.
They've waved off the caution.
It's so everybody can get up to the field with all those waiver runs that just happened.
It sounds like there might have been trouble with who the lucky dog was.
Dun dun dun. So usually when that happens, when there's a lot of cars after, half the field pits, it's sometimes iRacing gets confused on who to give it to.
Sounds like it was the 3-car Matthew Setzer. And he's being told by the iRacing service to give up the spot, yet they're gonna clear it for him as they go green, so he should tell him to maintain his.
With all those vehicles that got their wave around, you have five rows before you get to single file on the inside.
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, look where these guys are. I mean, it's, how fast has Zachary Thornton been tonight? Here he is, 12th.
Now here we go. That might be all for either one of these top 3 drivers, but we are green here for the corn-fed 140 once again. Uh-oh, 3 wide up front.
Yeah, Jacob Ellingson wasting no time to get back to that top spot.
TJ, you're going to have to go back and watch these restarts and how I'm doing with these cameras. This pack that my friend Andrew Miraz, who is a driver on my race team, sent me a link to, and holy cow, are they entertaining. Which, speaking of race team, TJ, you know what I'm talking about.
Sounds like there might be some
discrepancy?
Some disgruntled drivers about the restart procedure.
Uh-oh.
Caution?
Caution out on the racetrack. John Bartlett. Huge issue there. Gonna go take a look at that. Oh, he is already sideways there. Oh, a nose. I think it's almost the same exact thing we saw with Jeremy Lapinus coming out of turn 4. Gonna watch it here. Yeah, he's already losing it. And there's the correct back. And nobody hits him. Good on that, but those tires are cooked.
I'll tell you who made some really good gains right there. Lee Krause picked up, I think, 3 or 4 on the restart.
Oh, yeah.
For that short little run that could pay dividends for the finish of the race.
Bartlett was fighting that one big time. Now, here's the thing. You know you're going to need these tires as long as possible. Do you give up track position to come down pit road, top off, and be good to the end?
I mean, if you're a Zachary Thornton right now...
Well, they all stayed out. Everybody seemed to have stayed out.
Because Zachary Thornton, even a Farron Elam, maybe some fresh tires. I mean, it's tough because these guys all kind of came in just before the yellow, or were even exiting as it was going yellow.
Oh!
They really haven't got a ton of wear on these tires.
Travis Lapinus. Whoa, where did he lose a tire? We gotta watch this, folks. Where did he lose that tire?
So...
Oh, here it is, coming out of turn 4 here. Oh, boy.
So there is a penalty being handed down, AJ. It sounds like the 89
of Stefan.
is going to get a penalty for changing lanes too early on the last restart. Taking an EOL on this one.
At least it's an in-race penalty and something you can recover from than an end-of-race penalty. But
yeah, and I mean, where
Lapidus-
he is currently located, he's really only battling with like 5 other guys anyway. They're all stuck one lap down.
Well, you guys saw it on your screen right there. Travis Lapidus, loose out of turn 4, corrects it and goes head first into the wall and destroys that number 16.
Yeah, cars aren't supposed to look like that.
No, they are not, and it's very, very hard to come back from now that he is right around 4+ laps down, soon to be 5, and he's also a playoff driver.
That is not what he was, I'm sure, hoping to come out of Iowa with. I think are those lights out?
Nope.
No, they're still on.
They are still on. We are under 40 to go. Moving right along, though, sitting only at 52 minutes in race time. But gotta thank everybody. And I know there's only 21 people watching right now. Thank you for spending part of your Monday with TJ and myself. It means a lot to us. It means a lot for the league to want us to broadcast for them. We try to put on the best show possible. And it's always a lot of fun. I know a lot of the drivers go back and listen to it, probably laugh at our jokes or cringe at our jokes. But I want to say thank you to everybody watching, and if you can, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're here every Monday, and in a couple weeks' time, we'll have the Thunderstorm League of Racing back on Wednesday nights, their Xfinity series. That's going to be a lot of fun. Stay tuned for co-host announcement soon. Wink, wink. But lights are out on the pace car. But we're about to go green with just about 30 to go.
You're talking about guys going back and watching the stream. If you jump to the 45 real quick and get a look at his rear end, I made a comment last week after Jake Ellingson got into him. They might want to send a fruit basket over. And he actually has a fruit basket on the back of his car.
There you go.
In reference to that comment.
That's
so
hilarious.
These guys definitely go back and watch these races, listen to us and our hilarity and
it's
organized chaos.
It's all fun. Competition's great and all, and you get heated in the moment, but it's all fun. It's why we do it.
Pace car's gone. There it goes.
And here
restart zone.
We go.
Big time goes. The 72 gets out ahead of the 27.
They're about to be 3 wide once again. Coming out of turn number 2. We are in the track looking with this camera.
Kyle Lingerfeld trying to make his presence known here in these front 2. I do believe, weren't these two dueling last week at the end of the race?
Lingerfeld and Smith?
No, Ellingson and Warnicki. Lingerfeld, yes. I believe, was there too, actually.
Yes, they were.
Another spinner.
Jackson Qualley, Bradley Stefan, no caution yet. We're going to take a look
I've got it on my screen as we're under yellow.
Oh, we are? It doesn't pop up for me. Oh, there it is. Oh, Stefan goes in there deep. Wow. Well, Coach, that didn't look good.
No, he had a car in the wall to his outside, too, and then he just kind of got in there and hooked him. He just keyed the driver channel and said he...
As you're still listening to it.
Yeah, somebody else was talking. It sounds like he didn't expect the 17 to check up as much as he did there.
Wow, you really didn't hear the engine slow down at all there. Well, we are under caution once again here tonight. It is the fourth caution, looking at 28 laps to go. The 72 and 27 are teammates. Thank you, Mama Ellingson, for that. Any update with Pagan now that you're here? So you want to know what this could be, TJ? And it sucks for Jake because Jake's been running so well tonight. Could it be Jake protecting for his teammate?
Is Alan's a playoff driver, right?
Yes, he is.
Just trying to zoom in on his car. Find the blue there.
Wow, you're not gonna see it. Some of the cars have them, some of them don't. But if
his isn't popping up.
If you're looking at the stream, the drivers with the numbers that are blue, those are wonderful playoff drivers.
Yeah, I mean, he could kind of play protector here with. I mean, the field. It was so weird the way that one yellow fell. It kind of flipped the field on its head. Some of the guys that were mid-pack became front runners and vice versa. Obviously, some of them have recovered, and some of them have even dropped now. I mean, Lee Krause was one of the
top 5 cars for a very good portion of this event.
And then, he had kind of moved back towards the top 5, and now he's fallen back to 14th. Josh Fox was up in the top 5. He's now dropped back to 12th. Zach Thornton's made his way to 9th. So these guys are still kind of working their way back through, and some of them falling out. And I'm sure they'd like to get going green, especially if they had speed, that they could work their way back forward.
Thank you, Noah. Thank you. I appreciate that. MW Productions, Noah Wilson in the chat goes, happy birthday, AJ, and says, I love you. Dude, I appreciate it. That is one of the owners of Thunderstorm League of Racing. Wonderful group of guys. That'll be the Wednesday series that starts back up in about 3 weeks, I'm pretty sure. Mama Ellingson, as we still have lights on the pace car. Mama Ellingson said she had a rough Saturday with a DNF. She was at the race camp Sunday and learned a lot. Some teams helped us with her car, and she did great in the camp. That's good to hear. Progress is always progress. Sometimes you got to go through hell to get to heaven, and just hearing the progression of her racing career, good, bad, it's nice. Because when she gets famous, go back to our streams. We were talking about it first.
I tell you what, I'm jealous. We didn't have race camps when I was a kid.
Right? I never heard of them.
Where was race camp for me, man? I'd have been all over that.
And Noah,
I wouldn't just be a digital racer.
And Noah says, you and my grandmother share a birthday together. Almost was meant to be that you were one to give the call during the 4-wide special last year. Yeah, that was difficult for me to do that, but an absolute honor for me to do that for you and your family, Noah. But we are about to go green for the Extreme Forces Racing League. 25 laps to go. A shootout. TJ, are we going to see more cautions?
I hope not. I'd like to get going green because I want to see how this race plays out if it goes green.
Alan Warnick just right there. Launched.
Yeah, the guys in row 2 gave the guys in row 1 a pretty good shot. I'm surprised neither of them kind of lost it, as they're 3 wide back in the pack. There goes Zachary Thornton around.
Thornton to the inside. Are we going to see a yellow here?
Point man turned around.
Here it is.
He's back moving. I don't think no yellow. No yellow.
He was not clear between the 94.
Yeah, the 94, I think, kind of forced the issue there, and I don't think Thornton was expecting it.
But here's the battle for the lead as you see Raging Cajun, Kyle Lingerfeld coming up right behind him and bringing Aspinall and Cloud with him. Mom Ellingson, why'd you gotta go get her an iRacing system? I was just thinking I was getting good. Now I gotta battle against another person that actually races in real life.
Man, Ellingson really dove.
I can't believe those
Dove in
tires
there.
stuck. Doing it again to the inside of Warnicki. This is bringing everybody behind them right to them.
Down to the bottom again. Not as good of a drive off that time as he was not able to hold with him. Still there. He's been the bottom feeder tonight. He's been the best car I've seen work that bottom and make gains with it even. Just not working for him at the moment. We got about, what, 20 to go this time by, I think?
Just about, yes. Mom Ellingson, I'm just joking. It's always good to use iRacing as like a little barometer and learn tracks, just like the pros do. Just another person to whoop my butt.
Yeah.
And I know you
Gonna
feel
get you out of the
exact same
broadcast
way.
booth and onto the track.
Well, if everything goes well, I'll be Class A in just a couple weeks. Which took forever.
It can. I fought hard to get mine. Now I'm almost afraid to use it.
Hosted races are a thing. But back here from 3rd to 5th under a blanket.
Yeah, that 45. Tyler Aspinall making some good gains here.
Your biggest mover on the racetrack altogether, sitting in 11th place, the driver the number 3. Oh, 20's around, yellow flag is out. That was Brady Floyd getting turned, and I think that might have been off of Lee Krause. Oh, yes, it was. Lee Krause just didn't let off.
Can confirm that Lee apologized. Almost immediately.
Almost to the point where it was like, what do you have against Pierce Graphics? On the back end of Floyd's car.
I gotta think somebody like Zachary Thornton, if he's got a set of tires after that spin, why not go get him? You're 15th, you're gonna come back out and still be 15th. There are some guys playing games. Looked like Alan Warnicki tried to fake Kyle Lingerfeld down pit road.
Darren Elam, David Sandfield, and there it is. Zachary Thornton hitting pit road.
I mean, you're gonna figure if they get going before 1:30, a little over 10 laps, might be able to get just fresh tires. Might be able to get you extra spots now that you'd lost. This race completely flipped upside down by that one yellow. I mean, Zach Thornton was out dueling for a top 3 all night. Now he's just back in 15th after a spin. And I talked about it at the top of the night, AJ. You asked me, and I said track position was going to be key. And it's showing right now. I mean, it's anybody that's held it and managed to keep it, which isn't many because of the way that one yellow fell. Will Cloud has rebounded very nicely. He was he had pitted with Thornton. They were the first ones that got trapped down initially because they had just gotten lapped when the yellow came out under that. Oh, man, I don't even remember how many laps ago it was now. It feels like forever since we've had a flurry of yellows. Guys should all be good on fuel. I can't imagine
with these caution laps, they should be, but I don't know with those 3 green white checkers.
Yeah, if we got to go to them, that's. I mean, obviously, the front. I think at least the front 3, all pitted during that yellow that shuffled the field up. So they would have had. I mean, they've had quite a bit of caution laps on the tires and the fuel. I imagine they're all, doing in their own way, saving fuel under yellow as can be. If they've got enough laps, they may not even be thinking about it. Some of the guys that have pit them behind them since then, even that are now making their way up through, are probably also not too worried about it. Lee Krause, they just got him with an EOL for that yellow there. Really going to derail his night. I mean, he's only going to drop about 5 spots, but it's going to be behind all the lap. Is 16.
Well, as we're coming to get the 1 to go before we get going green again, John Bartlett goes. He got loose on the bottom. That was a couple cautions ago. Before we go green, stay tuned. After the race tonight, we'll be having our podium interviews with our top 3 finishers of the evening, and pretty much going to talk about how the playoffs are going to be looking into next week, which a lot has gone on tonight, DJ.
Yeah, I mean, we thought at one point, Josh Fox and Farron Elam were going to really be hurting, and now they're possibly even gaining on some of these guys.
Well, Brady Floyd not having a good night, sitting in 23rd. Travis Apenas not having a good night in 24th. But you want to know who is having a good night? That number 72 up front right now. Alan Warnicki takes the green flag as we are green.
Good restart. Great restart for him.
There goes the 65, Kyle Lingerfeld.
Yeah, he really set it in there. I got to think the top might prevail here.
Another playoff driver as he's a little loose on exit there. Here
27 gets back under him.
comes Ellingson.
Ellingson, I think, really trying to, like you were saying earlier, protect his teammate at this point. Because the race has just kind of gone away from him.
Going to be hard to do. Can't wait to see some of our pit road drivers from that last caution, see where they end up.
Tyler Aspinall doing a heck of a job here. I think he was one of the cars that got trapped a lap down and just kind of came to life here in the back part of this race. As now Ellingson's loose.
Ellingson is loose, falling back, looking to the inside of Aspinall.
You just saw a car in the kind of towards a few rows back behind all this mess.
Zachary
really
Thornton,
far down on the bottom. Yeah, those tires.
all the way up
Those
to
fresh
P9
tires.
already.
He might. Oh, big trouble!
Aspinall hard into the wall.
I do believe Ellingson got loose, and he might have killed Aspinall. He certainly put that ass in the wall.
And are we staying green?
It appears they are.
Oh,
That's going to be killer for Tyler Aspinall. I jinxed him. I cursed him. Now Thornton's got the Ellingson. Didn't quite give him the boot, but he's feeling like he needs to.
watching this battle right now. This is for P5.
Unbelievable the slide back that Ellingson's experienced. Oh no! Big trouble!
And I think we're going to stay green once again as a 27 hard lick into that outside wall.
Yeah, the 95 clipped him from behind. He went down and got into the 35 and then hammered the wall. He's done. Oh! Guy's having to avoid him back. back.
He's off the racetrack.
I think he broke the tire. AJ, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I don't think Zach Thornton is done yet.
No, I don't think so. He's up to 4th. Last lap was a 24:48, a little bit slower than our race leader.
5 to go here. What a recovery. Another one in the wall in turn 1. Want to get up there to spinner in turn 2. There's the yellow. A lot of these guys are going to...
It is Devin Smith, a playoff driver. Yellow is
I swear
out.
they're dropping like flies right now.
Devin Smith, we're looking at a vehicle that last pit on 95. If nobody has tires left, Zachary Thornton just won this race. If not, Farron Elam.
Yeah, Farron Elam's another one. We talked about it, if you were back towards the tail end of... Oh, we got guys spinning up the yellow.
Matthew Setzer.
I do believe he got clipped by the 89.
He did. I'm starting to wonder if there's something faulty with that 89's brakes. Because it's starting to look like, he's slowing down enough for the turns, but, just runs over Setzer.
Apparently, he was just saying on the radio they didn't realize everybody was checking out.
I mean...
You look out your windshield, you see the field in front of you, right? I mean...
I very much like Bradley Stafade. I've talked to him many times. I like him as a person, but you're under caution.
Why I always race with my relative up, because I like to know just exactly how much time this could be. These fresh tires on that 35 and that 24, another one. Unbelievable. From 15th and 14th to 4th and 5th, 4th and 6th, in what, 5, 6 laps, 7 laps?
And are we going to see pit stops?
Can't imagine you're going to pit here. You're going to almost throw the race away. Alan Warnicki is, though. No, maybe.
He's not.
Evidently, they don't have a commit cone.
Some guy hit it out a couple laps ago.
I know in NASCAR, that'd have been a penalty. This is not NASCAR. This is extreme forces. AJ, we got channel partners. And I've said it every week since he came on, and I haven't said it this week. But our good buddy Ryan Fry and Wrestling Over Everything. This is kind of turned into a wrestling match. These guys are grappling each other all over and throwing each other around.
Feels like a gigantic Royal Rumble leader.
But it's not wrestling over any. Wrestling over every.
And that also wants to... That also brings me up to the other two sponsors of the channel. Gulf Digital Services. If you need anything digitally done, like images, iRacing paints, or even PC work, custom PC products, Joe does a wonderful job making button boxes if you're an admin of a league or an owner of a league. If you need those kind of things, to press a button, caution out. Press a button, clear black flags. Go talk to him.
Yeah, I've gotten to communicate with Joe a little bit now. He's a pretty good dude.
He's an awesome dude. Also want to, plug my own podcast, the Nerds Doing Nerd Things podcast. If you're into anything, Marvel, DC, Disney, we're doing a Despicable Me series, which is absolutely hilarious. A bunch of 20-something and 30-year-olds talk about Despicable Me right now. It's kind of hilarious.
Get your shameless plug in. It's your birthday. Oh, I want to go racing. Come on, boys. Keep this one clean, shall we? Probably not.
So Jacob Ellingson in the YouTube chat right now says, so the 45 tried to take me out intentionally, and the 95 just drove straight through me intentionally. Pretty sure some of the league officials will go back and review some of these cautions, because some of these hits on either under yellow or what have you are huge.
I don't know. I can't say the 45 really did a whole lot wrong. The 95 definitely got into him. But, what do you think, AJ? Green, white checker. Is the guy that takes the restart and first come home first?
I honestly don't know. It all depends on how good of a restart Warnicki gets here.
Oh, he gets a good one.
He gets a great one, but right behind him, it's Will Cloud.
Yeah, the teammates there in row 2 are looking to make something of Lingerfeld. Thornton with those fresh tires, he knows he's got to go. Not a lot of time here. I'd have been pleading with my teammate. Please, teammate, let me go. Let me go. Because here comes Farron Elam, too.
White flag in the air. Here it is.
Thornton down low.
Over everything. White flag.
Thornton down low. He's probably going to be able to get the second, maybe. I don't think he's got anything for Warnicki. I think Warnicki's free and clear. Thornton sends it in there. Will Cloud get the third?
Here it is to the line.
Oh, loose, but
Lingerfeld will take third. Alan Warnicki, your corn-fed 140
they're
winner.
wrecking behind him.
Followed by the 35 of Zachary Thornton and the 65 of Kyle Lingerfeld. Wrestling over everything, thank you for sponsoring today's White Flag.
Race Control has said the restart is under review.
Uh-oh. Well, everything we do will be unofficial until we hear that it is official. But here it is. Right now, the unofficial race results.
Yeah, not official. Race Control is saying not official.
It is not. It is not. But right now, it's looking like Alan Warnicki and Zachary Thornton and Kyle Lingerfeld, your top three. Fourth goes to Will Cloud, Farron Elam in fifth. Sixth goes to Brandon Richardson. Seventh, Matthew Setzer. Dylan Dunford in eighth. Ninth to Josh Fox. Donnie Bartlett in 10th. Lee Krause in 11th. David Sandfield 12th. 13th to Michael Steele. 14th to Devin Smith. 15th to Daniel Stagner. 16th to Bradley Stefane. 17th, Jackson Qualley. 18th for John Bartlett. And the rest is going to go right by your screen. TJ, thoughts on the event tonight?
I mean, that was short track racing, right? I mean, it was entertaining,
and it looks like
there was banging.
It looks like Thornton's burning it down. Has anything happened yet?
I haven't heard anything. I'm still waiting. I've got my headset on here.
So while we get
you,
things,
AJ, I went back and looked, and he went early.
While we get things settled, we're gonna go take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page. From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.
All right, everybody. Now that we got that figured out, Race Control has said the winner of the event tonight. It is the driver of the 72 Liquid Death Machine, Alan Warnicki. Looking for him.
That was a good drive.
Looking for him in the Discord. And it had nothing to do with him launching early.
No? Okay, we were wondering.
It had everything to do with lane change, and Race Control said moving up just a tad, about a half a lane, which I'm a commentator. I have no say in anything. There was still almost 2 lanes to your outside, and you're the leader. I think, my commentator opinion, he moved up a tad, not enough to move, cause a disqualification or a race removal.
I have not read the rule book, so I'm not even going to attempt to pass judgment.
I've read the thing cover to cover, and I'd hate to say it. All right, TJ, we're going to talk to our race winner. Here it is, the driver of the 72, Alan Warnicki. Alan, it's J&J Security up in the broadcast booth. Do you have a copy, pal?
Yeah, I got you guys.
Holy cow, brother. What a final, 50, 60 laps with you out front. Take us through the event tonight and your battle to get to the first position and then battle to keep the first position.
That's the key word. It was for sure a battle. I practiced a whole bunch this week, and I didn't go through nearly as much tire as I did tonight. Just pushing the car and trying to make passes. It's pretty tough. I mean, you eat up tires trying to make a pass. So it was just kind of waited out. I mean, I was kind of top 5 all night, and I was kind of content with that until that last caution kind of flipped the guys I was racing all race and sent them to the back. But they made their way up to the front.
Yeah. TJ, do you have anything for our race winner here?
Yeah. I mean, you really did a heck of a job there on surviving all those restarts. I mean, I guess they were a little worried about you there on the final one, and they figured it out and determined you had done what we all watched you do, which was win that race. And I got to congratulate you on that one. That was round 1, and you did a heck of a job. Battled, I do believe, the 27's your teammate, correct?
Correct.
You two were having a heck of a battle. I wasn't sure who was going to win it. And he got in some trouble, and you stayed clean, and got to be good forward momentum for your playoff.
Was there any team orders there?
No. The only team communication we had was, I think, the second to the last restart before Jake got all messed up, was swapping spots on high and low on the exit of 2.
Gotcha, pal. Well, once again,
we were hoping to go 1-2. Last week we tried, ended up 1-3. So
you almost pulled it off tonight, but you being the playoff driver, win here for the cornbread 140, corn-fed 140 at Iowa Speedway, the first round of the playoffs. How does this set you up for the rest of the playoffs here?
Well, obviously it'll move me up points a little wise. I don't know. I know we're all just one point away each. So hopefully I got enough laps in to lead the most. 0x, and we'll kind of go from there. I mean, I always try to run, as best as I can and keep it clean. I know me and 48 were running side by side quite a bit of the night, which didn't help my right side tires, but that's all good.
All right, brother. Any sponsors you want to plug before we let you go and party hardy this evening?
I want to thank you guys for your broadcast. It's a lot of fun to go back and and watch it. And you guys got a lot of insight and race strategy, and it's kind of fun listening to what maybe you should have done and watching what other guys did.
We're just psychotic and analyze everything.
Probably overanalyze a little bit.
All right, Alan, you have a wonderful night, pal.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Hopefully we'll talk to you next week.
All right, see you later.
Hopefully.
Are you ready, TJ? You're going to talk with our second place driver, the driver of the 35. It is Zachary Thornton.
He's the ice cream man to me, Mr. Zach Thornton, coming home P2 after spin mid-race. How's it feel?
Well, it didn't feel nice to get spinning because I got absolutely wrecked by somebody going for a gap that didn't really seem too existent. But other than that, I mean, it was an okay race. It was pretty up and down all around.
Yeah, you and your teammate there kind of got the worst of that one yellow that kind of flipped the field.
Yeah, you think so?
I mean, it couldn't have came out at any worse time for you. It saved the 27 because he had missed pit lane.
And for some reason, iRacing made us they had us let by everybody that already pit for whatever reason. So we got to the tail end of the wave rounds. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, the service can be wonky. In fact, definitely was. But I mean, you got turned. We were saying on the broadcast.
Got turned.
We were saying on the broadcast, you were sitting, I think, like 15th. You're like, man, I'd go pit here, and then you did, and then I don't even know how you got through there with that amount of laps. But you came out of nowhere, and I wasn't sure.
The green light checkered, or if Kyle got a restart. But
oh yeah, we were wondering. We were really wondering.
So close.
If you had one more, I think you would have. I mean, you had to have the best tires.
Oh yeah, I was so much better. I was just held up like crazy on that green light checkered. If not, I would have been smooth sailing off to that victory lane. But nope. But I got involved in a few wrecks tonight that were all pretty brainless wrecks. All of them had to do with people just straight up dumping people in the straightaway, even though we've raced this car for a full season. I don't know why we still mastered the fact that you can't push with these cars, especially on the straightaway, but
I now know from experience.
For some people to remember. So
from running with you guys on Thursdays there, I now know from experience you can't push with these things.
No, but, and you still have plenty of examples tonight, that's for sure. Because I don't know, people just kind of forgot to use their head a little bit.
I think
it's okay.
I'm not 100% sure. I think you might be the point leader.
Yeah, you're probably right. Of course, so that caution had to come out typical, and in this league fashion, it had to come out during the green flag pit stop cycle.
Yeah,
I love it.
I mean,
always screws me. Every single race that I'm leading, except for like a few, I've been screwed by it. Why does it always affect me?
You recovered well. I think you did everything you could do, and
yeah. Well,
you got P2.
Spinning and going to the back wasn't very fun, but
it made it fun for us because watching you drive through the field was quite entertaining, I must say.
I'm sure it was because there were some hairy moves to get through the field. Let's just say that.
Any sponsors you want to plug here?
Well, I have a question for you. What do you think of my paint scheme tonight?
It was interesting. I will say I missed the Ben and Jerry's because I mean, as a Vermont boy, that's my company.
That will return for next.
But that was a very interesting paint scheme you and your team had.
I love kids, Bob.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And do you like the deck lid too? Do you like that? It was pretty romantic.
We were looking, and let's just say
you were looking and absorbing the sights there, huh?
Let's just say wow, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
That's a good idea.
But good run. Plug anybody quick, and I think we got to go on and find our P3 man.
My teammates at Azure will. Unfortunately, Brady had internet issues tonight, but he was not using Comcast, so he was using Spectrum. So for once, Comcast wasn't the person to blame. I'm surprised. But he was having an internet issue, so he had a rough time, but he probably had top 10 speed if he actually could have finished well, but stupid internet providers are useless. Will, good job as always, right with me, like usual. And then my sponsors of Kids Bop, CRL TV, obviously, And then also my feet pics are also part of my sponsors.
I will leave you with that one because that's not one I'm gonna touch for sure.
I don't blame you for that one.
AJ, you got anything for this man?
No, just a very impressive run to the front after that late pit stop on 124 to get all the way to second place. Very strong run, and I feel like if we had another lap or two, you probably would have had the victory. But overall, great run, pal.
Yeah, to get second after all that happened, I feels disappointing because it's one position away from the win. One position. But it's very good considering all that happened. So I'm very happy with this race. Kentucky is next week. I still have to buy that track, so we'll see how that goes.
All right, dude.
Better get some practice.
All right, that was your second place driver, Zachary Thornton, the driver of the 35. Now it's time to talk to Kyle Lingerfelt, the driver of the 65. Sitting in third tonight. Kyle, what a run for you to get all the way to third place. How you doing, pal? How was your race?
Long race. He got up to fourth place in the first run, messed up my entry to pit road, fell all the way back to ninth, drove back up to basically second. Caution flew, helped me, and then it was just trying to maintain track position and be there at the end. Was tough at the end. Zach and Will put on a quite the attack right there in that green and white checkered, and just couldn't hold off Zach. It was fun.
So with those last couple cautions, sorry, TJ, with those last couple cautions, you know, coming down towards the end of the race and then the green white checkered, you chose to stay out. It seemed to be the right move, taking the third place. But was there any doubt of maybe I should pit, not on the green white checkered, but the couple beforehand?
Yeah, once we got to about that 30 to go mark, I kind of played in pitting then, which I think is when everyone else had pit. But with so many yellows and it was already hard enough to pass, I just figured those guys wouldn't get to us, and they wouldn't have had that last yellow not flown, but that's racing.
I think you did a heck of a job to maintain where you did, and you had them lime green cars all over you.
Yeah, they were trying to eat me alive there at the end, but I'll walk away with a third. That's a pretty good first playoff race, and on to Kentucky.
Yeah, on to Kentucky. It is. Outside of finishing third, a lot of people not a fan of very tight short track racing, and that's what we had tonight. But we go to Kentucky, like you said, next week. How big of a difference is it from Iowa to Kentucky, just racing different? Because I feel like the banking is almost the same in 3 and 4.
The way you save tire at both tracks, I feel is pretty similar. It's just at different rates of speed. But it's kind of similar. 1 and 2 is a little different. That's its own beast, or can be at least. But 3 and 4 is that's the money turn. That's where all the speed's gonna be made up.
Well, we look forward to seeing you put on another show for us, you and your competitors. Tonight was enjoyable, crazy, but enjoyable.
Great. Well, thank you. It's great to have you guys on board and broadcasting each week, and it's nice to finally get a chance to talk to you guys. It's been a rough regular season.
You've been right there. I swear. I've seen you right here. We're gonna talk to you, and then right at the end of the race, we lose you.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to finally get to talk with you.
Yeah, I'm glad to finally have a good run. So thank you.
All right, brother. Well, we'll see you next week at Kentucky. You have a safe and fun, and get to practicing for next Monday's race.
Thank you. You guys enjoy your week as well.
TJ, final thoughts, pal.
I mean, I didn't expect that much craziness, but how do you not like a race that flips on its head midway through and then almost like it flipped back the way the guys came back through the field? At least most of them. Not all of them, but most of them.
Yeah, it was insane. And I honestly thought with that last caution, Alan Warnicki was going to be a huge sitting duck.
I think Kyle Lingerfelt saved him inadvertently by just holding up them two guys behind him.
Yeah, absolutely. But I know a driver that really didn't get the finish that they wanted, Jake Ellingson. What a great run for him. Unfortunate circumstances with a couple bumps and then being put in the wall. But overall, fun race, great race for him.
I look to see him back at the front. The speed he's been showing. He definitely didn't.
But hey, they're keeping it in house. A teammate did win.
They did, and he was running right with him. And I think almost they had to play too nice with each other. That might have ended up hurting him in the end.
All right, TJ. Looking for Kentucky next week. Very excited for that. It's a difficult track to run in any vehicle. It's going to be a lot of fun next Monday, right around 9:20 Eastern. Check us out. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel on the Nerds Do Nerd Things YouTube page. Please. New episode out tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the first Despicable Me movie. But until then, until next week's episode, stay safe. Check out all of our sponsors as well. Wrestling Over Everything, Gulf Digital Services, and the one I just mentioned previously. For TJ Barnier, I am AJ Capola. Please have a wonderful evening.
From Mordor to Hogwarts to Gotham, the nerds have come together to create a show for nerds by nerds. Join nerds doing nerd things as they talk about all things nerdy. Stay up to date on the show by liking the Nerds Doing Nerd Things Facebook page.